Nice. Greetings, Abhar, Namaskar, everybody watching Junkie Talks. I welcome you here with my Sayogi Pradeep, who's here on board from to B A&B learning platform के माध्यम से भी, Voiceitout के माध्यम से भी, and just a little heads up that gives us great pride that we have, of course, ASSOCHAP supporting it, we have CCRT supporting it, we have Hindustan supporting it, we have DD News supporting it, we have Amar Ujala supporting it, we have Co coming on board with us, and many other good, strong names coming forward, engaging and empowering this little drive. Thank you so much. And today, the Janaki, the one that we have for the people that we have with us is none other than Miss Meenakshi pahuja. How are you, ma'am?
All well. Yeah. Thank you.
So they say when your passion turns into your career, you know, your advantages, your disadvantages, they have to sail through and you have to swim through the same, right? So before we start with our little conversation with Meenakshi, let me just take you through with her journey. So Meenakshi, also known as the Jalpari, Meenakshi is also known as the unsinkable woman. Meenakshi, who is the Limca Book of Records holder thrice, if I'm not mistaken, Meenakshi, which is such a feat in itself. So passionate about swimming that I think words may fall short, come to think of it. Winner of many international and national pageants. The championships, I think, fall short when we talk about it, come to think of it, because the conducive manner with which she has addressed them and taken the feet forward has been supremely amazing and rewarding. She was recently rewarded by Nari Shakti Samman by the President of India, which is such an amazing one. Meenakshi is so proud of you. Currently, she is a lecturer with the LSR, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So, Meenakshi ji, welcome on board at Janaki. Thank you for being here. A few words from your end, then we start.
First of all, I thank you and I thank Pradeep ji and the entire organization, Junkie Talks, for considering me worth inviting and sharing my experience. It's a pleasure to be with all of you and to connect with the larger audience who are going to be listening to us. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Pradeep ji, please add a few words before we start.
Just to adding, usually the swimming is a passion for an exercise. But अगर आप profile देखेंगे मीनाक्षी जी का and her achievements, that actually inspired not only me, not only the kids, to the entire nation and entire generation of us. So कहीं ना कहीं मैं जब मैंने मीनाक्षी जी के बारे में पढ़ा, उनके अचीवमेंट्स को देखा, तो मेरे दिमाग में एक ही चीज आया कि the person actually is into the water. वो जो आपने जो कोट किया ना कि ही इज जलपरी, तो वो एग्जैक्टली कहीं ना कहीं सिंबॉलिक है कि हाँ वो जलपरी हैं. बिकॉज एवरी नाउ एंड देन थिंकिंग फॉर कि नहीं यार वाटर गेम्स ही करना है, इट्स नॉट इजी वर्क एंड इजी टास्क एक्चुअली. हमारे इंडिया में अगर हम वाटर गेम्स की बात ही करें तो हम स्विमिंग के अलावा और कुछ नहीं जानते, या हम अगर जानते हैं तो हम और हायर लेवल जानते हैं तो ओलंपिक जानते हैं. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं मीनाक्षी मैडम की जो जर्नी है वो सिंबॉलिकली है कि हाँ क्या क्या हो सकता है वाटर बॉडीज के माध्यम से, कैसे रिकॉग्नाइजेशन पाया जा सकती है वाटर गेम्स के माध्यम से. सो दैट्स ऑल. थैंक्स फॉर एक्चुअली ज्वाइनिंग अस मैडम मीनाक्षी जी, and thanks for sharing your insights which we will be actually listening on for this Junkie Talks, where we are talking about not only the Sherise, of course. The journey कभी भी किसी की अकेले complete नहीं होती. There is there are the people those who are supporting, there is the organization who are supporting, there is the ecosystem which is supporting. तो मैं चाहूंगा आप हर चीज के हर पहलू के बारे में जरूर बताएं, सो दैट लोगों को पता चले कि जर्नी हो सकता है अकेले आदमी ट्रेवल कर रहा हो, लेकिन सपोर्ट में बहुत सारी चीजें काम कर रही होती है बैक एंड. थैंक्स.
तो बताइएगा कब शुरू कर सकूं. मैं जरूर बताना चाहूंगी थोड़ा सा अपना पास्ट और कहाँ से शुरुआत.
मीनाक्षी करने वाले और हमारे साथ जो ऑडियंस जुड़ रही है और जब भी ये वो देखेंगे उनसे मैं जरूर अर्ज करूंगी, गुजारिश करूंगी कि इसको लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए, एंड इनफैक्ट और लोगों को भी बताइए दैट स्विमिंग इज नॉट जस्ट अ स्पोर्ट फॉर मेन, इट इज नॉट अ स्पोर्ट मेंट फॉर मेन, इट इज आल्सो फॉर women who have chance to with us. So Meenakshi, tell us, how did this love for swimming really start in the first place?
श्योरली। अगर मेरे को शुरुआत करनी है तो आई वुड से आई एम वेरी ब्लेस्ड एंड भगवान का मैं बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार करती हूँ कि मैं एक स्विमर्स की फैमिली में पैदा हुई। मेरे पिताजी फर्स्ट बैच एनआईएस कोच ऑफ दिस कंट्री। जब हिंदुस्तान में स्विमिंग में एनआईएस शुरू हुआ था तो मेरे फादर फर्स्ट बैच एनआईएस, राइट। और हम 3 भाई बहन, मैं सबसे छोटी हूँ अपने 3 भाई बहनों में। एंड हम तीनों को स्विमिंग इंट्रोड्यूस करी हमारे फादर ने और मदर ने। एंड जैसे बच्चों को खिलाने के लिए ले जाया जाता है क्लब में, और ये तो उन्होंने देखा मैं 6 महीने की छोटी बच्ची थी और मुझे वो तैराने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। वो इतने हैरान हुए कि 6 महीने का छोटा बच्चा तैर गया। तो उन्हें, मेरे पेरेंट्स को ये समझ में आया कि इसका पानी के प्रति लगाव बहुत ज्यादा है। एंड फिर उन्होंने मुझे ट्रेन कराना शुरू किया, मुझे नर्चर किया। एंड जब मैं 2 साल की थी, क्लब लेवल कंपटीशन में मैंने पहली बार एक मेडल जीता। शायद 25 मीटर्स का डिस्टेंस था जो मैंने तैरा। उसके बाद मुझे उन्होंने ट्रेनिंग देनी शुरू करी, स्विमिंग के डिफरेंट स्ट्रोक सिखाए। और 5 साल की उम्र में दिल्ली स्टेट का टाइनी टॉट्स होता था, मैं उसमें बेस्ट स्विमर बनी। दिल्ली के लिए मैंने पहला नेशनल मेडल जीता 9 साल की उम्र में। और उसके बाद मैं लगातार 11 साल तक दिल्ली के लिए नेशनल मेडल जीतती रही। स्कूल नेशनल गेम्स की मैं बेस्ट स्विमर बनी 3 साल लगातार विद ऑल न्यू मीट रिकॉर्ड्स। एंड कंट्री के लिए मैंने पहला मेडल जीता 1996 में 10th एशिया पैसिफिक विच वाज हेल्ड एट साउथ कोरिया, पुसान। बट जैसे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं ना, उनके अपने शौक होते हैं, तो मुझे समुद्रों को लेकर बहुत ज्यादा आकर्षण था। आई यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट द बिग ओशंस, द बिग वाटर बॉडीज एंड ऑल दैट व्हेन आई वाज अ किड। आई वुड ऑलवेज जैसे बीच पे कभी ले गए, जैसे गोवा में नेशनल चैंपियनशिप हुई तो मैंने बीच देखा एंड आई वुड से one day I'm going to swim the English Channel, one day I'm going to do this. So my parents would turn around and laugh कि अभी छोटी है, when she'll grow up she'll understand how challenging these open water bodies are. And when you grow up, then you realize the danger of the water. It's just not about the marine life, the training about these mammoth swims, and the escort boat, and then your diet and everything. It's a very challenging sport, I would say, the world of open waters. So I started exploring more and more. So मेरे parents को ये समझ में आया कि इसको ऐसे नहीं है कि सिर्फ इसको शौक है और ये बस बोलती रहती है, ऐसा नहीं है, ये करना चाहती है। बट मैं एक मध्यम वर्ग परिवार से थी। मेरे फादर वाज द ओनली अर्निंग मेंबर and I was one of the top swimmers of the country that time when it was the pool swimming, right? Which is like limited to the swimming pool. But here today I am in the world of open waters jiski koi boundaries nahi hai, and we are going miles and miles and miles. So it's a different altogether, a different dynamics that if I have to talk about. तो मेरा जो स्विमिंग करियर था वो काफी लंबा रहा। जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, 11 साल लगातार नेशनल लेवल पे मेडल जीतना मजाक नहीं होता। और कंट्री के लिए मैंने आपको बताया 10th एशिया पैसिफिक में मैंने मेडल जीता। सो जो फैंटेसी थी वो थी ओपन वाटर्स, और जिसके लिए मैं बार बार बोला करती थी कि मुझे ये तैरने हैं। बट रिसोर्सेस नहीं थे और बहुत डिफिकल्ट सर्कमस्टांसेस होते थे, क्योंकि हमारे टाइम में ना, लेट्स से 90s के एरा में, आजकल तो ये है आप सब जूनियर लेवल पे मेडल जीतते हैं तो आपकी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट आपको कैश अवार्ड्स आपके बैंक में ट्रांसफर करती हैं। और इंडिया के लिए जब आप मेडल जीतते हैं तो आपको सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट पैसे देती है। बट हमारे 90s के एरा में it was nothing like that. What we would get was maximum of scholarship coming for 3,600 in those times, right? And where you would buy a swimsuit because that was the time when you were not getting the swimming suits and all that of these swimming brands like Speedo and all in our country. So abroad से मंगाने पड़ते थे and they used to cost somewhere around 4,200. तो आप सोचो एक स्कॉलरशिप मिलती है पूरे साल में 3600 रुपए की, और एक स्विमसूट आपका आता है 42 या 4,500 का, और आपको कम से कम साल में 3 या 4 तो चाहिए, right? So a lot of struggle, and so when I won the medal for country, I was also hoping कि मैं शायद आगे ट्रेनिंग के लिए जाऊंगी और ये But my parents were very honest and they said, "Yahan tak hum aapko support kar sakte the. Now, if you want to continue further, you have to do it with your money, right?" And it came as a shock because, I was one of the top league swimmers, but I started teaching swimming at very young age, hoping someday I'll have money to go and swim the big oceans and, explore the open waters. But I had to give up my international swimming career because of these constraints. But dreams were there, and I joined somewhere, I think I was 23, 24 when I got an opening at Lady Shri Ram College. I completed my higher education, did my master's, then MPhil with a distinction, and there was an opportunity. I got my job at LSR and started working at Lady Shri Ram College. And the dream was always there that oceans to zarur tairne. And I made a conversation with my parents that, okay, I've got a job now, I've started earning, can I make a comeback? And my father, being such an experienced coach, he said, yes, you could, but I hope you understand the challenges of the open water, the economics behind each adventure sport, and come back and do some research on this. So I was like, okay, when I had that much of money and stuff. So there was this very famous, swim. Every year it happens at Murshidabad, Calcutta, right? And it was a 19-kilometer swim. The swim for international waters you need minimum is 15 kilometers and in straight go. So इससे पहले मैंने 15 किलोमीटर की कोई स्ट्रेट गो की स्विम करी नहीं थी. So मेरे लिए ये क्वालिफाइंग के लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट स्विम थी. So I was like, let me give it a shot. And I asked my father in 2006, Dad, can I make a comeback? Can I go back and pursue? He said, of course, I'll train you and I'll come on your boat, right? वैसे भी फादर्स तो होते हैं, जैसे प्रदीप जी ने बोला कि आपके पीछे बहुत लोग होते हैं. तो my father was like, चलो आपको सपोर्ट करते हैं. And he was on my boat. We went to Murshidabad, Calcutta to swim. And I was ranked among the top 10 swimmers of the country. And it gave me the qualifying for the international waters because it was 19-kilometer race. So 2007, I filed my first international comeback swim. That was 26.4 kilometers. Now 26.4 kilometers I'm talking about. And being in Delhi, right, where there are just swimming pools, no open water bodies, no longer ones. All you have is a 50-meter Olympic-sized swimming pool, and just rounds and rounds and rounds for several hours, training yourself, try to push yourself and accomplish. So that's how I trained myself for this big swim in Switzerland, Zurich, and I got the world rank 5th over there. I feel very good about it. And my father and my sister were on my boat. They were on the boat for 10 hours, 48 minutes. Just imagine. They were cheering me from the boat almost 10 hours, 48 minutes. And I was swimming the entire course of 26.4 kilometers. Yeah. वहां से इंटरनेशनल वाटर्स की शुरुआत हुई. एंड उसके बाद तो आपके सामने बहुत बड़ी लिस्ट है जो आई फील वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू गॉड दैट जो मेरे लिए कभी एक टू डू लिस्ट की तरह हुआ करती थी और मैं सोचा करती थी कभी तैरूंगी, आज वो सब मेरे नाम के साथ जुड़ी हैं. सो आई फील वेरी ब्लेस्ड.
लिस्ट टिक 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 ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा. The man who is swimming against the stream knows the strength of it. So you've basically been through all of it and you've made a mark by sheer determination, grit, and never give up kind of attitude, no matter what the obstacles and challenges you faced. So as Pradeep also said in the initial phase that, there are many people behind their success. Who's that one person that you would...
Just what actually Amna ji is going to call upon actually and asking for. During the conversation, actually Meenakshi ji said that her father is only the person who is behind her actually being a coach. So मैं एक पूछना चाहूँगा मीनाक्षी जी, how different it is father to be a coach actually, rather than any other person. XYZ can be the coach, but how difficult or different it is that a father or a mother being the coach.
आई वुड से बाउंड्रीज खिंच जाती हैं कि घर पे आप अपने पिता से मिल रहे हैं, ट्रेनिंग वेन्यू पे आप अपने कोच से मिल रहे हैं, और इतने स्ट्रिक्ट कोच से मिल रहे हैं जो टाइम की बहुत पाबंद है, जो आपको रिलैक्स करने नहीं देंगे। आपने अगर स्विमिंग पूल में लेफ्ट से 50 मीटर के आपने 10 सेट लगाने हैं और रीसेट टाइम आपका 1 मिनट दिया है, तो एक डुबकी आप फालतू नहीं लगा सकते, वो घड़ी का स्ट्रैप खींच के उसी तरह से पड़ता है जैसे कोई और कोच लगाएगा, क्योंकि वहां उनका मोटो वो है कि आपकी बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस निकल के आए, आप अगले कंपटीशन के लिए तैयार हैं, राइट। सो मेरे और मेरे पिताजी के बीच में वो दायरे बहुत क्लियर थे, और मैं आई फेल इन माय ड्यूटी इफ आई डोंट एक्नॉलेज माय मदर्स हार्ड वर्क टू, यू नो। क्या आप डाइट लेंगी एक माध्यम घर के बच्चे के सामने, उसकी जो घर में संभालने वाली माँ है कि इतने बजे उसको जूस देना है, इतने बजे उसको स्कूल से आएगी, इसको होमवर्क करना है, और 7-7:30 बजे तक बस सोने के लिए भेज दो, क्योंकि सुबह 4 बजे फिर आपकी ट्रेनिंग। वो जो स्कूल और कॉलेज टाइम था, जो मेरा पीक ऑफ इंटरनेशनल स्विमिंग कैरियर था, तो बहुत ही ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन लाइफ थी, आई वुड से दैट। सो दोनों पेरेंट्स की जो अपनी भूमिका है, एक अगर लेके स्विमिंग पूल तक जाके ट्रेनिंग करा रहा है, तो दूसरा घर का मोर्चा संभाल रहा है, और क्या खाना है, कितने बजे खाना है, और पढ़ाई भी उसी तरीके से करानी है। क्योंकि अगेन ये बेईमानी होगी अगर मैं कहूँ कि आज अगर मैं एक एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर हूँ, तो यू नो इट इज एजुकेशन। सो एजुकेशन एंड स्पोर्ट्स बोथ आर यू नो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आई वुड से दैट, या। तो कई बार हम देखते हैं हमारे एथलीट्स बहुत स्ट्रगल करते हैं बिकॉज एजुकेशन का थोड़ा साथ छोड़ देते हैं। सो जो भी आपके प्रोग्राम के माध्यम से मुझे खिलाड़ी सुन रहे हैं, मैं उनको जरूर कहना चाहूंगी, प्लीज अपनी पढ़ाई को आप साथ लेके जरूर चलिए, राइट। इसको मत छोड़ दीजिए, क्योंकि आगे चल के जब आप बड़ी जॉब्स पे आते हैं, और स्पेशली जब आप एक बहुत बड़े स्तर के खिलाड़ी होते हैं, तब आप चाहते हैं कि आप अच्छी पोजीशंस पे रहें and you're able to do more for society. So education and degrees will support you. Yeah.
Definitely. So, Pradeep, correctively took over, in regard to the question that I was asking. But I'm glad, Meenakshi, you took the cue, because I wanted you to actually talk about despite being your father as well. Because Shakti को प्रणाम बिल्कुल बनता है, जिन्होंने actually, इतना कुछ किया आपके लिए in the process, because आपके father definitely आपके coach रहे on ground, but off the ground, mother has held the mantle for you big time with education, otherwise also. So moving forward from here, with due respect and regard, tell us, what was the feeling like when you held your first ever trophy, like your national trophy, international trophy, anything that stands very vividly in your mind, in your head as on today that you recall?
इतनी मेहनत करते हो, जब मुझे याद है 9 साल की उम्र में मेरे को पहला नेशनल मेडल मिला था, तो उससे पहले मुझे ये पता था कि नेशनल लेवल पे मेडल जीतना है। नेशनल लेवल पे मेडल जीतना क्या होता है, वो मुझे गुवाहाटी के सब जूनियर नेशनल्स में पता चला था 1987 में, जब राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट बाय यू, जब मेरे हाथ में पहला मेडल था। So that feeling, I still remember seeing categorically sub-junior nationals Guwahati 1987. So you know the impact, what it feels, and it motivates you कि अब मुझे इससे आगे जाना है। अगर ये सिल्वर है तो मुझे गोल्ड जीतना है, और मुझे अपनी स्टेट के लिए वो सारे मेडल्स लाने हैं कि दिल्ली शाइन्स फ्रॉम अदर स्टेट्स, या। सो उस टाइम तो ये था, और फिर बाद में ये था कि हाँ, मेरे को अपनी कंट्री के लिए जरूर करना है, बिकॉज इससे बड़ा कोई प्राइड नहीं होता कि जब आप दूसरे कंट्री में होते हैं और आपका फ्लैग आपकी वजह से ऊपर जाता है और वो नेशनल एंथम बनता है। तो दैट इज अ वेरी बिग ऑनर। जैसे मैं ये ओपन वाटर्स अभी करंटली कर रही हूँ, तो जब मैं किसी दूसरी कंट्री में होती हूँ, सो आपकी बोट के ऊपर आपका कंट्री का फ्लैग उतने घंटे फ्लाई करता है। इंटरनेशनल वाटर्स में आप अगर इंग्लिश चैनल में, तो आप सोचिए वो डोवर टू कैले के रास्ते में पूरा टाइम आपकी कंट्री का फ्लैग उस पानी पे है, और उसी तरह से that feeling is just beautiful, that you are the reason that your nation flag is there.
True. So proud, guys. Keep in mind that this journey that looks full of laurels and everything has its share of obstacles too, has its share of hard work too. So parables are linked. Don't just escape that. There are no shortcuts to success, guys. Make sure that you understand that. That's what she's saying, I think, in her speech, very rhetorically, that your hard work, your dedication definitely paves that way. So going forward now, talking about, because it's Janaki, it's about for the people. We're talking about the mission Shakti. We're talking about all the attributes. As a woman, a very pivotal question. You faced any kind of challenges or obstacles, considering that you're a woman athlete or you're a woman sports person, in regard to when you had to pursue swimming or you had to push through swimming and you had to make a mark?
Several. I would not say one, but several.
Really? Please.
Yeah. Society has its own notions, and see, my parents understood me. They stood by their daughter, right? In our country, when a woman wants to make a comeback, that too something as challenging as open water, she can be taken away by a shark. She can be bitten by jellyfishes. She can be crushed under any big boat or cargo ship, and something very challenging. Her skin can go discoloration and stuff because you are in the nature exposure of sunlight and all that, right? Anything can happen to your daughter. And that too in our country, a woman making a comeback at the age of 28, 29, where everybody has to just turn around and say, oh, get married, you have a good job and settle down, right? That's all it is, right? But my parents understood that water means to her a lot, and this is what she really wants to do in her life. It took courage to them also, because you live in a society, and we do go out in social events and functions, family gatherings, and everybody turning around and asking one particular question: is she going mad? Why is she doing this to her? You know, and this is one thing that socially happens to you. And when I was swimming for the country, the few of the relatives would often tell my mother that she will develop this masculine, body shape, and the femininity would be affected. And my mother would turn around, and we both will laugh around and say, "This auntie was saying that, or that auntie was saying that." So there's so many biases at so many levels. And it's just not about me. I would say it is about every second Indian woman athlete who's there at international level would be facing the same challenges or same questions. It may be me or somebody else. The society has to change its outlook. And you've asked a very, important question, because if I may take a minute, can I take a minute and raise observation here? See, in our time, when I was swimming for India, there was never a gynecologist going with the Indian team. And today, when I'm working for sports, and especially for women's sports and all that, I see still a gynecologist never travels with the Indian teams still. Right? Now we have, so many issues. Hormonal changes are there. Women have their periods. People would not talk openly about it. And a young girl, a young athlete would never go up and speak so freely. So I think these changes have to come up. If a woman has to really shine, you have to give her that congenial environment, right? There are so many indirect discriminations, okay? When a national camp still happens, like any mega sporting events, like we're just going to see after a few months, the Asian Games are going to happen, the national teams are going to train, right? So again, there are challenges which women athletes may face. If she's a married woman, or let's say she's delivered a baby, she's a feeding mother, there are no provisions still that a feeding mother could keep a little baby along and when she's training, right? Every young mother would like to spend time, maximum time after her training with the child, but she's asked to leave a child behind. Are we progressing? So, lot of social barriers still And slowly we see women are coming in forefront in sport. Let's see the last Olympic results. More women achievers than men. It's not about underplaying men. We deeply appreciate men. It's not that, but it's just make more provisions that more women can come in forefront. Yeah, I would say that.
Absolutely, and I think it's very well said that, come to think of it, it's very potent, and I mean, one needs to ponder over it. By the end of the audiences who are watching, who will watch, I would rather, in fact, extend this on behalf of Meenakshi as well and other people as well who support the similar kind of mindset, that it's very important to offer that congenial environment. It's very important to offer those kind of attributes that add to you, not like bring you in the negative. Come to think of it. So, having said that, I think it's very very potent that you raised it again, and I'm sure in the concept note, Pradeep, we are going to sort of integrate this somehow during the conclave, that how we can make it better still for the Shakti. We talk about the Shakti and all that, but yet we have those barriers still to cross. It's like that rabbit trying to jump, and then the barricade is raised higher. So yes, it's a tough journey, but then we never give up. So we are like that, struggling and striving. Moving on, tell me something, that one advice, Meenakshi, that has stuck with you all through till date.
Advice. I would say, never give up in life. Never. And life may demolish you at several times. Let's say several such things may happen that you'll finish, you'll feel that, oh, everything is finished. Right? सब खत्म हो गया, अब ये नहीं हो सकता, वो नहीं हो सकता. आपको दोबारा से, you have to again rise and shine. That is one thing I would say. All those who are listening to me, please never ever give up in life till the very last. I would say I've personally gone through. You shared, I shared a bit about my personal struggle. It's not just about the shortage of resources. It is, the personal losses that you go through in your life. When, I was 2014 was a very important year for me as an open water swimmer. And that year I had planned 3 major swims of my life, right? And I was going.
Meenakshi, yeah.
Yeah. I was in Manhattan, New York, and I filed all my papers and everything. This was a very big swim of 28.4 kilometers. And nobody can imagine that all of a sudden, one morning, your mother will wake up and in front of you, she will collapse in seconds, right? And everything changes. You lose your one of the strongest pillar, and you're about to go for such a big swim. And here is your aging father now, and as a dutiful daughter, you would be taking care and all that. But to make all kind of arrangements to go and train for yourself, to build up your own escort boat team, which is going to travel with you internationally. People who have not seen me swim are actually going to be giving me the feed and water. They don't know me as a swimmer. My father knows my stroke rate. He knows my breathing pattern. Now here am I with unknown people. And I mentioned anything can happen in the world of open waters because you're in the natural resource, right? Marine life has its own side, and the tide of the water has its own role to play. Whether it's a salty water or it's a sweet lake water, everything, so many things. It's a challenging one. So, so I was mentioning that 2014, this happened. And so I think about it. So it was the inner strength that I pushed myself, that I will go for it in spite of all the difficulties and struggle. And I'm happy to place on record that Manhattan, New York, I came back with a bronze medal for my country after swimming 28.5 miles, nearly 53 kilometers. In the choppy waters of Hudson, it was the entire circumference of New York. So you can imagine the kind of swim I did. And I even accomplished Robben Island, South Africa in 2014. Again, it was an extreme cold open water body, right? I've never been to 11 degrees water, but I accomplished and I did that, yeah. And and it was the Great English Channel. I did 25 miles of the Great English Channel. Yeah, that was also.
Look back and you reflect, you think, oh, you know what? I've done a good job. You do that?
Thank you. So, all those who are listening to me, my advice is whatever it is, please rise and shine again. Don't give up. It looks like it's all finished, but I think the inner strength has to come out and you have to gather more courage to fight your circumstances. Yeah.
So from the pool waters to swimming into the open water bodies to sort of dealing with the temperatures rising and everything, it's not an easy ride. You know, people say that, oh, you know what, it's ho jata hai, kar lete hain. But there's so much of blood, sweat, as you said correctly, your inner strength that goes into making what you become. And thank you for helping us uncover the real side of it too, because it's definitely the journey. And I'm sure many who are aspiring, who are in the game, who want to be, make that kind of name for themselves, it is going to be quite an eye opener, because this is going to be very, very clear and open. So wonderful to know that never give up, and we definitely believe in that. So going forward, just a little a segment that we do here on Janki is that we ask you rapid questions, very rapid, few questions. Okay, they're called striking quickies. So you'll just answer them, whatever comes to your head in the first go. Okay, without not buying too much of time and just saying what comes to your head instantaneously. Okay. So shall we start? All right. So if I may ask you, that are you a morning person or an evening person?
Morning.
You're a morning person. Okay. And is there any specific mantra that you follow?
Well, I was taught. I think the sports taught me a lot that you sleep early and you wake up early, because a lot can be achieved by following discipline in life. So I try my level best. At times it puts you, in an awkward situation, because it cuts you off from your social and your personal life. At times, you say no to parties, you say no to a lot of things. So, yeah.
So music or films? What do you like more?
I would say music. I'm more into music.
And what kind do you listen to?
Well, I have been a big fan of Jagjit Singh Ghazal. I like evergreen songs, I would say that. Yeah, good lyrics. Good movie.
Wow. So would you like to hum something for us, for our audiences a little?
Just going through.
Just whatever.
Okay. This is Ghazal by Jagjit Singh only. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think it goes like ये कागज की कश्ती, ये बारिश का पानी. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it starts like ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, है ना?
I'll help you. You can carry on. Like I'll be in the chorus.
Just trying to recall the first line. Yeah. Yeah. ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, भले छीन लो मुझसे मेरी जवानी, मगर मुझको लौटा दो बचपन का वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी. I think the innocence of the child is.
सही नहीं हो, इतना अच्छा गाया आपने और touched my soul.
रियाज करके हंसी, अगर मुझे पता होता आपका रैपिड फायर. Okay.
So from swimming pools to open water bodies to say about like so many international national championship awards to your credit, to be awarded by the President of India. The journey is still on. And it is such a great honor and a moment of pride for us to have you here as one of our nominees at Janaki. We are going to host this event on the 1st of May. Very shortly, we are announcing the the venue because it has slightly changed. So we're going to announce the venue, but 1st of May is when we are holding it, offline as well, with the support of all the amazing people who are coming forward, engaging with us, empowering it. And जो मेरे सहयोगी हैं जो बहुत silently अभी बैठे हैं प्रदीप जी, I would like you to say a few words so that we can wind up. And a big thank you to you, Meenakshi ji, for your time and your effort. Thank you.
Good to listen to Water Lady Reaches to Water Rain, of course, by that particular song by the Jagjit ji. I would like to conclude here with some of the remarkable thoughts being shared by Meenakshi ji. Firstly, discipline is important. The way she is actually, she was narrating that she goes to bed by 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock when she was young enough, and going in the morning she is getting up. Of course, that is what the discipline of any sports person.
Yeah.
Whenever you are there, whenever you are working for certain things, or of course, either in the sports or in your school days or even in the college or the offices, research is actually helpful, because due to that particular research, she is able to cater the requirements during the water bodies, swimming in the water bodies, although she was a swimmer for a swimming pool and otherwise also. She put on the bias, whatever the biases are there, of course, even in the mainstream sports too. She really discussed very aptly about for not putting a cover on those things. Placement of all those facilities, whatever is required, either the physician or the coach or the gynecologist or the doctor, and very aptly she put on those biases, that there is a age specific bias. Whenever we get older people, actually those who are in the younger generations, they scream about us that aapse nahi ho payega. Of course, gender biases are of course always there. We do agree on that gender biases are still there and gaps are still huge on those things. Body shaming and other biases. Suppose she was there in the field, she was working as a sports personality, and for a time being, either for the motherhood or for other reasons, someone is actually not going for those activities, then it is very much actually problematic to come back. People or the society don't help on those things, because her father was there, he was supporting, her mother was there, they were supporting, and she have attained certain heights actually in the sports, specific sports. That is how she can or could be succeeded on that. But it is always problematic whenever we try to come back also. Two policy reviews, because I am a policy person, of course. So change management is always required, either in the life or the sports, or for creating ecosystem. It is always required. And madam ने starting में बात कही थी, she was getting some scholarship somewhere 3600 और 42 का swimsuit आता है, और 3600 जो हमें मिल रहा है वो इस साल के लिए एक बार में मिल रहा है, और swimsuit शायद 2 महीने में खत्म हो जाता है. वो जो चेंज जो पॉलिसी का रिव्यू है कि बिग बास्केट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, ये कभी खत्म ही नहीं होती, ये डिस्कशन कभी नहीं खत्म हो सकता है. इस पर्टिकुलर माध्यम से ये जो बायसेस हैं, ये जितने जो बायसेस जो मैडम ने कवर किए, वी कीप ऑन डिस्कसिंग दीज बायसेस ड्यूरिंग अवर कॉन्फ्रेंस टू, ड्यूरिंग अदर प्रोग्राम्स टू, क्योंकि ये बायस यहाँ खत्म नहीं हो रहे हैं, ये बायस यहाँ रहेंगे. बस मैं एक चीज और मैडम से जानना चाह रहा था. मैडम की जर्नी ऑफ कोर्स इट्स ए salute to her, of course, that she is achieving so much heights on that. बट कभी ऐसा हुआ होगा कि मैडम ने ये जरूर सोचा होगा, मीनाक्षी जी ने ये जरूर सोचा होगा कि मैं फर्स्ट आऊं या सेकंड आऊं या टॉप 3 में रहूं, और वहां पे वो चीजें नहीं मिली, तो रिएक्शन कैसा रहा? बिकॉज वो बहुत जरूरी है हमारे यंगस्टर्स को सीखना कि सक्सेस का तो रेट सबको पता है, या सक्सेस की स्टोरी तो सबको पता है, फेलियर कैसे डील होगा.
देखिए, प्रदीप जी, आपका क्वेश्चन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि फेलियर से डील करना हर किसी के बस की बात नहीं होती. लोग सेल्फ डिस्ट्रक्शन पे भी चले जाते हैं और नेगेटिव साइड भी ले जाते हैं कि किसी के खिलाफ काम करें या रिवेंज लें. राइट? आई वुड से अगर आज आपकी हार है तो कल आपको जिंदगी दोबारा मौका जरूर देगी. मैंने आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देती हूँ. मैंने अपना फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट इंग्लिश चैनल का किया था 2008 में, and I got seasick and I was pulled out in 4 hours, and I'm the same person. 2008 के बाद मैं 2014 में गई हूँ. सोचिए आप, मैं पूरे 6 साल के बाद इंग्लिश चैनल दोबारा करने गई, तो मेरी एज 6 साल आगे गई और मैं वही इंसान हूँ जो 25 माइल उस इंग्लिश चैनल में तैर के आपके सामने बैठी हूँ आज. राइट? तो जिंदगी में फेलियर बार बार है. राइट? आपको अपने आप पे निरंतर काम करना है. आप किसी के खिलाफ काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करिए. आप अपने पे काम कीजिए, अपने पे मेहनत कीजिए. जो चीज आपको हासिल करनी है आपको उस पे काम करना है, rather than thinking कि दूसरे के साथ बुरा हो या किसी के लिए इल फीलिंग है, वो गलत है. आप अपने लिए पॉजिटिव बोलिए. देयर इज अ लार्जर यूनिवर्स. राइट? और मैं बहुत स्ट्रांगली बिलीव करती हूँ इस बात को, जो आप सच्चे दिल से मांगते हैं सारी खुदाई आपके साथ हो जाती है उसे पूरा करने के लिए. आपकी नीयत साफ होनी चाहिए. योर इंटेंशन शुड बी प्योर एंड थिंग्स विल फॉल इन प्लेस. आज नहीं हुआ तो कोई बात नहीं, फिर आगे आपको जिंदगी मौका देगी. आप मेहनत कीजिए. राइट? मैंने यही सीखा है. आज नहीं है कोई बात नहीं, आगे मेहनत करिए, आगे रास्ता बनेगा. इसलिए मैंने कहा कि डोंट गिव अप इन लाइफ. डोंट गिव अप. Yes.
This actually reminds me that when we shared your flyer on Twitter, so there is this gentleman who connected and उन्होंने एक मैसेज किया. उन्होंने कहा कि प्लीज ये क्वेश्चन जरूर पूछेगा on my behalf. Sure. And question is that he wanted to know about the transgender. उनका आइडिया, उनको ये जानना है कि क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज एक्चुअली में कम होती है इन फील्ड टू स्विमिंग फोर्स से व्हेन इट कम्स टू ट्रांसजेंडर्स. उसका एक्सेप्टेंस बिकॉज अभी नहीं है, उस तरह से ओपनली इसके बारे में बात नहीं की जाती है, बताया नहीं जाता है. सो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन इट एंड व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर विद द जेंटलमैन एंड हिज क्वेश्चन?
Well, so far I have not come across anyone who has reached out to me and talked about his sexuality or anything in open.
Right.
So I would not like to make up anything here. But in different sports, you read about people coming out openly that I'm a lesbian or I'm a gay and I have played for the country and this and that. Again, I would not like to quote an athlete here, right? We all have been reading newspaper. But in swimming specifically, I have not come across anyone coming up and talking about it. But when it comes to the issue of transgender or acceptance of the third gender in society, things are changing, and slowly acceptance is coming in society, which I think the larger society should accept, and they're a part of us, and let's accept them. And that's what I feel. The Constitution has given them right. Section 377 has been now in Constitution, so all should respect them and let them live their life, right? Don't look them down. And I think, I'll again give one example. Since I'm working in Delhi University, so there was like 4 years back, there would always be a column for when you're seeking admission, men and women. Last 4 years, there is a column for the third gender, and people are coming forward, taking admission on third gender. So acceptance is coming slowly in our society. I would leave it there. Yeah. Let's just hope it's again a beautiful place for all to live and accept each other the way we are. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said. So I hope this answers his question in the most salient and in the most respectful manner. Thank you, Pradeep ji. I hope do you want to ask something else, or we can conclude?
Just a closing. Thanks for that. Thanks for the break the bias. Thanks for Sherise. Thanks for Sherise. And एक important चीज जो मैडम ने कही मीनाक्षी जी ने, I would rather say every other second person should go and do open water bodies swimming. Why? Because तब तिरंगा लहराता रहे. my thought is कि वो तिरंगा वो open water bodies में either Suez channel हो, English channel हो, across oceans हो, तिरंगा लहराता रहे, बहुत ही सुकून मिलता है. Of course, thanks for that, madam. Thanks for sharing, because we as a person don't know about this, that whenever the swimmers are there during this course of swimming, that is in the water bodies, open water bodies, the national flag is actually going around with him. So that gives a goosebumps actually to all of us, and of course the inspiration and aspiration to others too. So thanks for sharing that particular note.
प्रदीप जी, जब मैं एरिज़ोना की 4 लेक्स तैरने गई थी और उनके ऑर्गेनाइजर्स ने मुझे बोला कि यू आर द रीजन दैट this Indian flag is on our all flyers, I had tears in my eyes that no Indian ever was there before me, and many will follow after me. So you become the path-breaking person. And I've run several swims as the first Indian. So you face all the bullets, so the next generation will get through, right? It has been a lot of exploring, a lot of learning, and waters have taught me a lot again. You know, पानी ने भी बहुत सिखाया है. I would say पानी, जैसे आप नारी शक्ति की बात करते हैं, पानी भी एक one of the elements of nature, and I'm sure जब पानी बहता है तो वो अपना रास्ता बनाना जानता है, चट्टानों को तोड़कर भी रास्ता बनाता है. So determination has to be there.
Great
We talk
example.
about discipline. Yes, it is the determination. Yes.
Great example of break the ice, that जब पानी बहता है तो चट्टानों को भी तोड़ के निकल जाता है. That is what. Over to Amna ji.
तो आपकी परसिस्टेंस, जैसे मीनाक्षी ने कहा, आपकी परसिस्टेंस, आपकी डिटर्मिनेशन, आपका जज्बा वो कर गुजरने का, और not just for yourself but for the country at large, in itself says and speaks a lot. So इस जलपुरी को सलाम.
Thank you. और आपके प्रोग्राम के माध्यम से मैं ये जरूर कहना चाहूंगी, जब आप इन पोजीशन ऑफ पावर आते हैं या आप उस स्थिति में आते हैं कि आप दूसरों को हेल्पिंग हैंड दे सकते हैं, तो झिझकिए मत. कल आपकी किसी ने मदद की थी, आज आपका फर्ज है आगे किसी की मदद करें. तो सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ये जरूर याद रखिएगा. और जैसा आप लोगों ने कहा, नेशन इज अबव एवरीवन. तो जय हिंद.
So it is a matter of great pride and honor for us to have Meenakshi pahuja ji with us at Janki Talks, also as our nominee and a very, very esteemed awardee. Sheer gratitude is gratitude that we, put across forward, and exactly what she's echoed. I think she's the perfect fit yet again, and I cannot be so proud with Pradeep here. Sharing her journey and looking forward for you guys, as she said correctly, जब आप उस स्थिति में होते हैं, उस परिस्थिति में होते हैं जहां आप मदद करने के योग्य हैं, तो हेजिटेट मत करिए, झिझकिचाइए नहीं, और कोशिश करिए कि अगर आप किसी को हाथ देकर ऊपर ला सकते हैं तो जरूर लाइए. सो कम फॉरवर्ड, engage, empower, and let's make this drive count. She rises, we rise. She'll see you the next time. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.